to Leanne's Corner, and today we are kicking off a new season. It's season 5 with the title Proof is Possible. And today we welcome a special guest from another podcast. So first of all, could you please introduce a little bit about yourself?
Definitely. Thank you so much for having me, both of you guys. It's truly an to be on another podcast as well. And I congratulate you all for, taking up the effort and creating such an amazing podcast. So, yeah. A little bit about me. I'm a high school senior here in South Carolina in the United States specifically. I currently take on a lot of leadership responsibilities and positions as well. I'm involved in FBLA, which is basically Future Business Leaders of America, HOSA, which is basically another healthcare organization. And I also tutor students for free as well through another organization. And like you mentioned, I am a founder and a host of a podcast called Vitals and Voices, and it's just a healthcare podcast, truly to amplify the voices of professionals, students, patients, anyone who wants to share their story within the healthcare system. And yeah, I'm also involved in research as well. I'm currently writing a research report on artificial intelligence in radiologic imaging. So I'm really excited for that to come out as well. So yeah, it's a little bit about me.
Yeah, that's amazing introduction. So for now, we are moving on to part one, leadership journey in school. So I know that you have been involved in so many leadership and extracurricular activity at school. So what first motivated you to step up and take on these roles?
Yeah, thank you for asking. So the journey somewhat started in between middle school and high school. In middle school, I was only like involved in Yoruba club and drama club. I wouldn't necessarily call those leadership roles, but I was a very shy kid coming into freshman year, ninth grade, when I first entered high school. And so I would only focus on academics. I would only have like a small group of friends and I was really shy. I was really introverted. But more years, I remember it vividly. I was in class, waiting for the class to start, and my teacher, who was actually the student council lead advisor at my school, she asked me, "Hey, Lathika, do you want to step up and apply and run for a student council position within the sophomore class?" So I was like a bit hesitant, and I really like didn't understand what student council was at that time, and it was really new to our school as well. And so I spoke to my parents and I made a decision and I decided to run for sophomore VP. I unfortunately lost by a lot of votes, but due to some like behavior mishaps and other stuff, the other candidate who actually won was downgraded to being the treasurer. So I ended up being the vice president overall. And then I just started my journey in FBLA as well. So it was like a new environment for me. I obviously didn't know anyone, and I think I started stepping into these leadership roles beginning of my sophomore year, and I'm so glad I did because I would not meet the people that I have met, even within my school, outside of my school, within my state, and even, nationally and internationally. And it's just so amazing what these leadership positions have done for me. And at first, I think I didn't step into leadership positions just because I wanted a title. I kind of stepped out because I noticed gaps within those leadership positions. So for student council, I was, seeing how students felt unheard or, programs that had potential but also needed direction. And I felt like I had to step up and kind of make those things better and make a change within my community. And I realized over time that leadership is just really about service and responsibility. And I really felt motivated to keep showing up and doing more within my community. So that's what first motivated me to step up and take those leadership roles.
Yeah, that's wonderful. It seems like you have a strong
Yeah.
passion for leadership and extracurricular activities. Yeah, that's amazing. And
Yeah.
so the next question is Lily, it's your turn.
Okay, so was there a specific moment when you realize, okay, I can actually lead and make an impact here?
Yeah, definitely. So going back to student council, it was just a new environment for me. And I remember walking into my first meeting, I was, surrounded by individuals that I didn't even know who were in my class, in my sophomore class, and also higher up classmen as well. And so I really didn't feel the confidence at that time. I really didn't think that I could, lead my class at the time. And so I was just really doubting myself and I had imposter syndrome for a really time. And I think the specific moment, of course, there were many moments within student leadership positions as well I'm involved in. I think it was this one specific moment. I think people, when they started coming to me, not just for like answers to specific events and things going on at our school, but also for reassurance and, direction. People started coming up to me and asking me help in the subject or, asking them, hey, what can I you know, um, do to succeed in this class and so forth. And I think that shift, really made me realize that leadership isn't just about, being the loudest person in the room, but it's about being someone's others trust. And I think it's just being there for people and meeting them where they are. And I think that's when it really clicked that my actions could actually shape outcomes and, help other people as well.
Yeah, that's an intriguing viewpoint. And so for now, we are moving on to the second part, balancing it all. So with so many activities going on, how do you balance your time and your energy to make a balanced schedule in a daily life that you can handle everything?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for that question. So I do have a little advantage when it comes to scheduling all my meetings and events and stuff within school and outside of school. I'm actually a dual enrollment student at one of my local community colleges here. So I am currently in high school. I'm going to graduate this May. But I also take college classes there at my community college. And so my junior and senior year are completely online, and I don't have to go to my high school that often, like schoolers go every single day. And so with that, time and me being at home of course, and all the classes are virtual and online, I have a lot of time, and I think you just have to prioritize the time that you have. You only have 24 hours in a day. And of course, 24 hours is a lot of hours, but most of the time you're either sleeping, you're either eating, or you're, doing schoolwork or something else. And so having time to do extracurriculars or passion projects or talking to friends, doing meetings and stuff, I think you have to be really intentional with your time and prioritize what aligns with your goals and values as well. And I know when to step back because this whole week has been super hectic for me. And so I'm glad I took the step back and kind of prioritize my well-being as well. And it's definitely, all about having that balance, the balance within, doing extracurriculars and your schoolwork, but also having the time for your mental health, well-being as well. And I think I also love to like plan ahead. And so if you like, ask me to check my Google Calendar, I have so many events planned out And I think that's what like keeps me sane and I know like what I'm doing for each day. And I also break my tasks into manageable pieces. And I also try to remind myself every single day that productivity isn't like doing everything at once. It's about, having different like times to do different things. And so I think that's how you can really, manage your time and energy with, so many extracurricular activities and schoolwork and meetings and all that good stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, that's such a good routine in your daily life. Okay, so yeah, Lily, it's your turn.
Okay. Do you ever feel overwhelmed? If so, how do you reset and stay grounded?
Definitely. I feel overwhelmed and stressed all the time. Even for this podcast episode as well. I was like, what am I gonna say? What am I gonna do? So I'm really thankful for you guys like preparing the questions beforehand and sending it to me as well. So I definitely feel stressed out and overwhelmed so many days, every single day, whether that's schoolwork or my meetings or any of my extracurriculars or any of my leadership positions as well. And when I feel overwhelmed, I just step back and kind of check in with myself, whether that be just staying off my phone or, taking a nap. And I think just like, having short breaks and giving yourself like time to breathe and time to relax, I think just really helps your well-being overall. And I've learned that rest isn't like quitting overall, it's just a part of sustainability. And I think resetting helps me come back clearer and stronger. And if I were to feel overwhelmed, I don't think I could like accomplish any of my tasks or goals for that day. And so taking breaks and taking time off, I think really helps me to come back stronger. So, yeah.
Yeah, it seems like you are always enthusiastic and optimistic all the times. That's really amazing.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
So yeah, let's next move on to the next session. I am curious about your becoming a podcast founder. So you are also the founder of your own podcast, Vital and Voices, which is amazing. And what inspired you to start it in the first place?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for that question. So I started the podcast May of 2025. Um, like I remember I was sitting on my couch one day and just opened up an Instagram account and started a Gmail account as well. And I was just asking myself the question, who is going to follow me besides my friends, my family, people who know me and support me? And I was just like, where am I going to find my supporters? Who's actually going to take time and listen to the episodes? And I was just like feeling really lost at the time. I wasn't sure if the podcast would really hit or if anyone would listen to it. And so I took time off that whole summer. And I just waited for the, podcast to hit off in Instagram. And after it kind of like hit off, I actually self-recruited a team of international volunteers and students within the US and outside of the US. And I think seeing them just be really excited for the podcast and like outreach efforts and like just reaching out to people to be on the podcast, making scripts and making all the different content for social media. I think it really sparked my interest, and I'm actually so grateful for what it's become. We're close to, I think we've hit 2,000 followers, so I honestly cannot believe it. It's just life-changing because, every time like someone talks to me about it, I just can't believe it. One of my librarians at school, she was like, I heard you had a podcast. And I was like, yeah, I do. And then she went on Instagram and she was like, oh my gosh, is this a podcast? And she was like, and I was like, yeah. And she was like, oh my gosh, you're famous. And I'm like, I'm nowhere near famous. But yeah, it's just like wonderful to hear people say so many good things about the podcast. And I think I think what really most inspired me to start the podcast was being able to give everyone, including healthcare providers, professionals, students, pre-med, pre-PA, any type of students, patients, anyone in healthcare, honestly, to give them a voice and amplify it because most of those voices go unheard in healthcare, and it can sometimes feel in the healthcare system that you're just working, and you can feel really burnt out. So this is a way for early healthcare students who want to go into healthcare, but also other healthcare professionals to learn from each other as well. And so like growing up and like being in high school, I've always like wanted to shadow so many different healthcare professionals. I aspire to be a family medicine physician assistant, and so it's really hard here in the US, at least in South Carolina, because you do have to be a certain age to job shadow and to get certain like credits and stuff to be able to do internships and all that. And so I think the podcast just gives people and students like me in high school or middle school just a way to learn about other people's careers as well and to like know if they want to go into medicine. But truly, I just wanted to create a space where experiences, resilience and honesty could exist without different filters in there. And I think it became a way to amplify voices and not just my own as well.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So I really like your objective of doing your podcast, and I am so impressed by your design, your creative
Thank you.
design. Yeah, and many
Thank you.
interactions. Yeah, that's amazing. And so, yeah, Lily.
Thank you.
So, did you ever doubt yourself before starting, or were you always confident that it would work out?
Yeah, definitely. So I think in the last answer I mentioned, I was, a bit lost and a bit, doubtful of my actions and like what I was actually starting up. And so I doubted whether I was qualified enough or if people would take me seriously, people other than my friends, my family, and people who support me, would they like take me seriously enough and actually listen to the podcast? But I think confidence itself doesn't come before starting. I think it comes from actually starting the like project or the passion project itself. And I think I've always, felt doubtful, but every day if you like believe in yourself and give yourself that reminder that hey, I can do this, I can, achieve the goals, the dreams that I have as long as I, set my mind on it and actually put in the work, I think you definitely can, take initiative and actually see the change for yourself. So, of course, I always doubted myself before launching, but I still doubt because I'm like, do we have enough guests for our podcast? Or today I was actually doubting myself as well because I wasn't sure if I was able to release the actual episode to come out today because I was like swamped with a bunch of schoolwork and other stuff as well. So I was just like, can I like, release this episode today? And I'm thankful I did. But yeah, it's times like that where I really doubt myself. But I just have to pick myself up and then remind myself that, hey, I can do this if I set my mind on it.
Yeah, that's such an intriguing viewpoint in your life. So, yeah, and now move on to another session. Proof is possible. And this is also our topic of the season 5 today. So, for young people listening who think, I'm not ready yet, what would you say to them just in one sentence?
I think I would tell them that readiness is built through action and not waiting. You obviously don't need everything figured out to begin with. Just like for me, I didn't know where I was going to get most of my supporters, other than my family and my friends. And I think you just need that courage to take the first step. And I think growth actually happens after you start, not before. And so you just have to believe in yourself. And I know it's just, cliche advice, but just believing in yourself will get you to achieve your dreams and goals.
Uh, that's amazing. That's really good. Lily, it's your turn.
Looking back at your journey, what does proof is possible personally mean to you?
Yeah, thank you for the question. So I think to me, proof it's possible. I love the season name as well. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there as well. But to me, I think it's just showing that your age, your background, wherever you come from, or your doubts don't define your limits. People say the sky is the limit. And it's proof that, consistency, passion, and effort can turn, different ideas into impact, even when the path or the destination isn't perfect or clear. Someone once told me today, I'm trying to like remember the quote. They were telling me, even if you feel, you're in a tough situation, you don't think you're able to get out of it, it's not the final destination. It's not what, you know, that God has planned for you. And so, I think I really love the advice that she gave because it's very true. Even if you're in a tough situation, you can always get out of it. You just have to persevere and have that determination to say that I can come out of it. And proof it's possible to me, it's just about keep persevering, keep pushing forward, even when there's so many obstacles and so many limitations in your way. And just like, if you're able to set your mind to it again, if you can definitely come out of it, and it's definitely proof that it's possible in whatever you do.
Yeah, I really like your positive mindset, like keeping push forward that you can come out of everything. Yeah, that's really good. And so yeah, and for now we are moving on to the final session. Building something from scratch. It means like you give some advice for young people to start doing their own social initiative. So how did you go from just having an idea to actually making it real? And what was the hardest part of building your own journey?
Yeah. So I think how I turned the idea into something real, as I mentioned before, I have imposter syndrome mostly all the time. And if you don't know what imposter syndrome is, it's basically like, doubting yourself and not thinking that you're able to achieve the things that you actually can if you, have the potential. So I think it's when I stopped overthinking. I still overthink all the time. It's just, something that's a part of me. I really can't stop doing it. But it's times where I've like stopped overthinking and focus on where it would be, if it were a year after or if it were 5 years. And I think I broke the idea into small, actionable steps, and I was really committed to learning as well. And I think momentum came from doing and not waiting for perfection for it to come as well. And I think, like the quote says, progress over perfection. As many times as you do it, you can excel. And even if you fail so many times, you can still pick back up and actually achieve it as well.
Yeah, that's a good one. And so the final question of Lily.
So, a question for you today. So, as a young founder, how did you feel confident and earn people trust?
Yeah. So confidence to me is just about being confident within yourself and instilling that within you. Growing up, I wasn't too confident in myself, but from the support from my family and my friends, I've actually like gained confidence from them, seeing what they can do. And after just, hearing encouragement from them, maybe I could actually do this. But what I've really learned about confidence and credibility as a young founder, I think that credibility comes from, showing up consistently and not just showing up when you need to be there and doing the work as well. It takes a team effort to do things with whatever you're doing, if it's schoolwork, if you're working on a specific project with someone, you can't just handle all the work and not expect them to not do anything as well. It's a team, it's a shared effort, so that as well. And I think confidence just grows when you honor your commitments, especially to yourself. And honestly, I don't think you need permission to take yourself seriously. You just need to act like your work matters. And I think that's what I like really learned about confidence and credibility as a young founder.
Oh, yeah, that's such an amazing viewpoint. So it seems just believing ourselves and then we will build confidence and ability to manifest.
Definitely,
Yeah, yeah, that's
definitely.
exactly right. Yeah. And so this is the end of our talk show today and the first episode today in the season 5. So is there a final message that you would like to give to the audience?
Yeah. I think the name from season 5, proof that it's possible. I think I just wanted all the audience just a piece of advice to just believe in themselves and um, take that courage and instill it within yourselves. Even if you're working towards something, whether it's a degree or whether it's starting up your own project, your personal project, I think you just have to instill that courage and confidence within you. And it can actually happen if you do put in the work and time for it.
Yeah, that's such an amazing. Yeah, and thank you so much for your having
Thank
time
you.
today. And you know that your story, your insight have truly added something special to our episode today. Yeah.
Thank you.